This WordPress tutorial will give you a step-by-step method for creating a site that uses the new full site editor. Full site editor is a new feature that comes with WordPress 5.9, and it allows you to create the blog page, the header, and the footer and the sidebar in the Gutenberg page editor. If you look at the site we are going to install, it comes with templates, and it comes with pages, and it comes with a blog page that you can adjust yourself. So unlike the other tutorials, this new method will allow you to go to the editor, and you can see the templates here that you can adjust. The single post where your blog post appears, the index page that has all of your blog posts, and under template parts you can adjust the header, footer, create a sidebar. So it's a new way to create a WordPress site all in Gutenberg basically. So the steps of this tutorial are to get hosting, install SSL, which is the lock in the address bar. These two are optional if you already have that. If you need to skip to the rest of the tutorial, you would start at step 3 in the description, and then you would the last step is to customize the site. So to get started, I'll just share a little bit about the host that I use, which is SiteGround. It is kind of like in my mind, the Goldilocks of hosting, in that it's not cheap hosting where you're on your own, and it's not overly managed WordPress hosting where it's very expensive and you can't control any of the options. You also get free backups, free email, great chat support, which I made a video on in the description, and it is also one of the 3 hosts recommended by WordPress.org. So the first step is to get hosting, and I'll go to my incognito window and load up SiteGround. I'm just going to choose this regular WordPress hosting, and you see you have 3 plans. If you're doing one site, probably this one. You can always upgrade if you do more sites. If you are doing several sites, then go ahead and choose this one. But if you choose that, I'm going to register a new domain that's just fake, just to get a price. And then this is where you would fill in your information for your SiteGround account. Once you fill that in, you could do domain privacy or not. But even if you do domain privacy, it still ends up being about between $6 and $7 a month. So after you pay that, then you would install WordPress. And I'm going to do that from my SiteGround account so I don't have to make a new account. So you would go to your login and then go to your websites. And on my account, I'll go to websites, and I will just make a temporary one instead of a new domain. So I'll go ahead and continue with that. Start a new website, WordPress. Now this is where you put in your email address for your WordPress login. So this is going to be what you want to log in to your WordPress account, your WordPress site for. Okay, it asks if you want the scanner. I think I'll skip that. And we'll install WordPress. Okay, WordPress has been installed. You can go to your site here. I will also show you in about an hour, it should propagate throughout all of the DNS servers. But if you want to get to your site before you can type it in the address bar, you would just click this little link right here next to your site. So go ahead and click that. And you see you have a blank site. So let's log into our site. To log in, hit / at the end of your domain, wp-login.php PHP. This will bring up the login screen. And this is where you put in the email and password that you installed WordPress with. So I will go ahead and do that and then get started with the SSL step. Okay, after you log in, you get this SiteGround WordPress starter. We don't need to use this, so let's go ahead and exit. Okay, this is the WordPress dashboard that has all the settings for your WordPress site. You can see we have the simplified SiteGround dashboard. If you want to switch to default, you just click it at the bottom or switch back to the SiteGround dashboard. So now we can get started installing the lock on the SSL for our site so that your users will see that lock in the address bar. So to do this step, you need to have you need to be logged in, and you need to have your SiteGround account logged in as well. Once you go to websites in your SiteGround account, go to Site Tools, and then we will go to Security on the side, SSL Manager, and we will select the domain and then select Let's Encrypt. Get. Okay, once you get the confirmation, we will go to our WordPress site and add this to our WordPress site. So go back to your dashboard, and then under Settings, General, we are going to add an S to the end of the HTTP. And once you do this and save it, you are going to be kicked out of your site and you'll have to log in again. But when you do that, you will see the lock in the address bar. So let's go ahead and add the S and then save it and then log back in. So scroll down to the bottom and hit Save Changes. And you see we're kicked out. So now I'm going to log back in. You see it already has the lock, so that's good. All right, the next step in this tutorial is to install the theme and plugins. So we need to do themes that are enabled with full site editing. And I will show you how to filter that down so that you can get those types of themes. The one that we installed actually has full site editing enabled. You can tell by appearance, and there's no customizer here. So that's how you know you already installed a theme with full site editor. But in order to get a different one that's not this one, normally you would go to Appearance Themes and you would just search new, but this is the SiteGround filter. When you add new, this is the themes that SiteGround is showing you or filtering. So I want to get rid of this filter real quick. So what I did was I went to Plugins and I figured out that this SiteGround Central is the thing that's filtering those themes. So I deactivate that. And now that that's deactivated, I can go back and install the theme that I want. So I go to Appearance Themes, Add New, and see this right here at the top, Feature Filter. This wasn't available earlier, so this is what I was looking for. And then you go down and you check Full Site Editing, Apply Filters. And you'll see that all of the themes that come up have full site editing. You can browse these and get a feel for what you get. I'm just going to choose this one here, Elin. Install and activate. All right, so now when you go to visit your site, you see you get the home page that was showing, and you get some of these other pages that I will show you how to connect in the video description below. But this tutorial is just getting started with this whole thing, so I will put all of the specific tutorials on all of the other steps below, like connecting your email and with a contact form and also connecting the pages, but you can see that we have the theme installed. And then now let's just talk about the plugins. We get an optimizer, we get a security plugin. There's just a couple that are optional that I would add if I were you. So click add new, and then this ultimate add-ons. If you search for that and you use this one here, this will add a bunch of really handy blocks to your Gutenberg page editor. So if you install that and activate that, and then go back to plugins, add new, and I would just do SEO Press as one word. This one here is a nice SEO plugin. Install that and activate that. And those two are optional. All right, now we're on the final step of the tutorial, and that is to customize the site with our full site editor. It's a little different than some of the other tutorials because we're now dealing with just Gutenberg, and the way that you access all of the elements of your site is a little different. So under Appearance, if you go to Editor, you'll see it opens up your home page, and you can adjust the home page like you normally would by just clicking a block. And here are some settings here. Here are some settings if you hit the gear, some settings of the block on the side. You would just click it, adjust the block. You could insert a block below or before or after. Search for your block here. Here's an image. Another thing to draw attention to adjusting these pages is this list view at the top. This will show you what each block is so that you can understand how the page is laid out and how the what the blocks are called. So you can see here that when they group them, they group a block, and then it drills down and gives you the blocks that each one is labeled here. And then it highlights them when you click them. So this is a good way to figure out what block you're working on, how to group them. So if you want to duplicate this group, you would select the group and then duplicate it. And now you have two of those, and you can easily change the content within that group. To erase it, just click the three dots, remove the group, and you're back to the way it was. So you also see over here what they're called. There also is a header and a footer. So you can adjust those here just right in the Gutenberg page editor. And you can drill down to each element in the header right here. And I will leave a more detailed video about adjusting the header in the description. And likewise, there's the footer here. But another thing to be aware of is if you click the W, it doesn't take you back to the dashboard right away. It lets you see the templates. So if you click the templates, you can see there is a template for, and this is all dependent on the theme. The theme's developer provides these templates. So I picked a theme that has an archive page where if you have like several categories, this is the template that will show that. It also has a template for a single post. So if you click that, your blog posts will look like this. So it takes whatever you write in a blog post and it sticks it into this template. So it came with this block. If you click the list view, doesn't like this one here, unsupported. So I'll just remove that. And so now this is what my blog post will attach to. Now I'm going to save that. And now I'm going to go back to the templates. And here is right here, the index page is your blog page that will preview all of your blog posts. So if you click the index page, this is what your blog post looks like. So if you wanted to change that into posts, oops, remove the whole block. So insert before, header, H1, and call it posts. So the thing that that isn't quite intuitive is that these templates need to be connected to pages. And I did that in a video below where you connect the templates from the full site editor into an actual page. So keep that in mind. If you are adjusting your templates, you need to be able to connect that template to an actual page. So see how this theme comes with a contact page template? And here it is here. And you can adjust this, but when you click this, the themes editor didn't connect the template to the page itself. This is the developer's site so that you could view it. So you're going to have to adjust this template and then connect it to the page. And that's in the video description as well. Likewise, for the About page, you go to Templates, About, and you adjust this until you get it just the way you want. And then you need to create a page that sticks this template into it. So that's in the video description on connecting your templates to your pages. And there's also one for your blog page too. And you can also adjust the template parts. So there's a header and the footer and a different header. So this is the one that is in the site right now, and you can adjust that right here in the Gutenberg page editor. You just click the block, see what the block is. It says it's the site title. So it's inserting the site title from the settings. So whatever you called your site in the settings, right here, settings, that's what's going to end up in your header. So that's basically it. So what we can do is do a new post. And I'm just going to put in a bunch of stuff. And we'll see what that ends up looking like. Over here on the side for the post, you can also fill in the excerpt for the post. And so this is where they get a little preview of that in the blog page. So now that we have that, I'm going to add another insert after image. And I'll go to the media library. Doesn't have any. So I could drop an image on here. Okay. And once you add that, I'm going to insert it into my post, and then I'm also going to insert it as the featured image. This is the preview image that appears in your blog page. Okay, publish that. Now that I'm done with my post, let's view it and see if it's running through. See, it's running through that page template. So the page template had the page title here, and then it had the date and the category, and then it inserted the featured image, which is what it's doing here, and then this is the content of the post I wrote. So you're seeing that it's working because it's using the template, the single post template. This is the single post template in the live version. So if you were to go to edit site and you are going to go to templates, single post. So you can add certain things to it and they'll appear in your single posts. So if you wanted to add another block here, you could go down here. You see we have a row and we have a post date, post category. And if I wanted to add another widget here, so we could do the excerpt. I'm not going to put it in the row though. I'm going to put it below it. So I go to the post title and I'm going to insert below or insert after. And then I'm going to insert one of these new widgets, one of these new blocks called post excerpt. And that will insert the excerpt that I created right in there. So let's go back to the dashboard, go to posts and view the post. And you see we have the title and the excerpt that I did on for the post. And then we had that row there, featured image, and then the rest of the post here. And there will be adding a sidebar to your site as well. So if you want your sidebar to appear and create a sidebar, there will be another video for doing that as well. But this was just a general overview of getting used to the full site editor. If you found it helpful, very much appreciate any likes or subscribes. And keep in mind that there will be several more videos that are more specific in the video description.